gamete. And other organisms could be Balantidium cola. Here is the cilia outside, a picture of it. This is cytoprocte or cytopage. Another name for cytoprocte is cytopage, where the solid waste gets out. Okay, the liquid, the way the liquid gets out is by, we do not, yes, we do have it, by contractile vacuole and ampulla. There are two of them. Okay, cilia, oral groove, right here, macronucleus, micronucleus. Macronucleus, the function of it is for metabolism, micronucleus, reproduction. Cytostome, the mouth, oral groove, cytostome, you see it on the model. Don't worry about these on the slide. When I took zoology, I had to be able to identify them on the slide, but don't worry about it. Food vacuoles and so on and so on. Here are some of the species, ciliated organisms. Here is the one, contractile vacuole, nice and beautiful. One is emptying out, the other one is becoming full. Again, another one, trichocytes. The only thing that is, it's a base of the cilia, where the cilia are being held in place is called trichocytes. Okay. Anyhow, gullet, another term for oral groove. Here is what Sarah Beth talked about it this morning. Is that right? The two paramecium come together. The first meiosis, you remember meiosis? You had two of them. Meiosis 1, they multiply, the micronucleus multiply. Meiosis 2, you have 4 of them. All of them, macronucleus, and all of 4 micronuclei disintegrate, and then this one undergo mitosis, the leftover micronucleus undergo mitosis, and then they exchange. This one goes here, and that one goes there, so you have stationary nuclei. And then, of course, they separate, they close the membrane here, they separate. This is called autogamy. Autogamy, when this one goes here, that one goes there, and then the macronucleus reappear, and then each one of these will undergo binary fission. So when this one goes under binary fission, you have 2 cells. These 2 cells are exactly alike. When that one undergoes binary fission, then these 2 cells are exactly alike. But now this cell is genetically different than that cell. This cell is genetically different than that cell. Am I making some sense? And this cell genetically different than that cell, because now this one has combination of the genes. This one has some of the genes of that cell. I hope I'm making some sense. And that's why genetic variability is very important, because of natural selection. Something Darwin did not know. Darwin talked about natural selection, but he did not know about exchange of genetic material. Mendel, on the other hand, talked about exchange of genetic material, but he did not know anything about natural selection. Something interesting in biology. That's why we give a lot of credit to Darwin and Mendel, because they were ahead of their time. They spoke of things, phenomena. They didn't know the whole picture, but they talked about it way ahead of their time. Here is a nice picture. A student did it for me. Same thing as last one, of course, more PowerPoint. And this is a list. Definitely you should know this for your exam purposes. It puts everything together. Not everything, but most of the things we talked about. One thing that you also should know, adult parasites, location in the host, of course, pathology, the disease they cause. Chagas disease is a problem in the heart, but African sleeping sickness is a lethargy, coma, death. It's a central nervous system disease. And of course, transmission. Another most important one, quiz today, I asked how this organism is transmitted. Definitely should know that too. Study it, know it. If you have any question, let me know about it. If it doesn't make sense, let me know about it. Don't worry about these classifications, sporozoans, and that was the old classification. Just go by the names. Ciliated ones, of course, you know this. We do have slide up this. Toxoplasma gondii, we do have it. Plasmodium, we do have it. Entamoeba histolytica. Another name is called amoebic dysentery. Here we go. You remember amoebic dysentery? But for Naegleria fowleri, they called it primary meningoencephalitis. Is that right? Primary amoebomeningoencephalitis, PAM. Okay, but this one is called amoebic dysentery, entamoeba histolytica. Not very healthy. Trichomonas vaginalis, you do have slide of this. Giardia, you do have slide of this. Leishmania, you do have it. Trypanosoma, you do have it. Trypanosoma cruzi, you don't have to tell them apart. We do not have a slide that says Trypanosoma cruzi, Trypanosoma cruzi. But when you take parasitology class, you should, if they have the two slides, you should be able to tell them apart. Is there any question before we stop the video? Wait a minute, Patrick, can you please stop it? Again,